Hello, welcome back to my channel, or happy to see you for the first time. Today I'm going to show you a swap that I made, and it is the bug-themed one-on-one swap for Lacey the Cheeky Bum on YouTube. And we were to make an interactive folio. Well, mine ended up being more like a traveler's notebook, and my partner was Donna Quintero, and I messaged her and she didn't mind, so that's pretty much what it turned out to be. Although I did add a little waterfall towards the back just to keep in the good nature of the theme, which I'm not really good at folios, so here we go. It was a bug theme, and I wanted to use dragonflies and ladybugs. So naturally I couldn't find a paper collection that incorporated both of those. So I had to make my own paper. And I did that using a combination of Canva and Inkscape. And this is what I came up with. I used a heavy chipboard. Well, I guess it's more like a TN. It has a heavy cover with a 2-inch spine. And I used some glitter paper on that. On the outside of the spine, trying to fit this in, I have I made a tassel dangle, I guess, out of some of the faux red leather, glitter leather. And then I made a charm. I made a little mason jar with two charms, one with a dragonfly and the other a ladybug. And then I made some a resin leaf, a tropical leaf that you can kind of see that I used in my paper. And then on the outside here to close it, I used a black 2mm elastic band, and I made a resin butterfly, and I Copic airbrushed it. In real life, it looks closer to the colors on here, and I used my Copic airbrush to do the blue and the pink, and then I added some gold glitter for contrast because it was getting lost in the background. And then I attached a couple of Temu flatback ladybugs to make it a little more interesting. And then on the inside flap, I also made a bunch of clip art to go with my paper because it didn't, there's no collection. So I used a bunch of the images that I used on all the papers I made, and then I just cut them out in clip art. And I have this use some of the slots to make openings, so I put the clip art, ephemera, I guess is a better word, if she wanted to use that. Then the first notebook, all of these are laminated for making them sturdy. I made her a ladybug silicone bead pen, and I put that little ladybug pearl charm on it. And then one of these pen holders from Temu. On the inside, I have, we were to include a sticker sheet, so I just made stickers to go with my collection. And I'm going to send her I'm going to make some of the papers into a 6x6 so she can use them for a project if she wanted to, because she would have stickers and ephemera to go with that. So the first one I made was of the ladybugs. And then I made a page of stickers of the flowers. And they have ladybugs on them. And these were the dragonflies I used. And then I just made an extra sheet where I used the leaves, and then just added on this one, I added one of the dragonflies and then a ladybug on there. And then I just added a little butterfly and a blue ladybug on that sheet. So those were the stickers. And then I cut some of the leaves out of some gold foil paper. You'll see what I used them on later. And then I made her some flares. Again, so she could use them if she wanted to use the paper and all the things that go with my little collection I made there. So there's some flares that she could use to decorate whatever. I also included one of these ribbon frame dies. And I think this came from Temu, although I've seen other people that hauled them on AliExpress. So I thought maybe she'd like that. And if she does have that one, she can just use it and gift it forward. And then I made her a bookmark that she could use either for a book or she could use in the TN here. And this was made out of, this was UV resin. And I put a little D on there for her initial. So I made that for her also. And let's see, that's that one. I just put some red pom-pom trim on the edges just to make it interesting. Then my next page I used, and these were all papers that I created. And here was another one. And then I printed out some red lined paper for this book, and there's 40 sheets in here, or 30 or 40, I don't remember. And then the next booklet is this one here. And then I made her a UV resin paper clip. And it was one of a new mold that I had gotten. I was dying to try it out. So that can go, and she can move that around anywhere she wants. And then this group of papers, I just bent that, is graph paper. So if she wants to, plan out any clusters or ephemera or whatever, she can use that for sketching and whatnot. And then I added some more pom-pom trim on here. And then my next booklet is just plain paper. And on the inside, I added a waterfall because now I was feeling really bad that I didn't make actually a folio, for photos. So if she wanted to put pictures that she took of her projects or whatever, her swaps, anything she wanted to put in here, really. So I added my rendition of a folio. It's sad at best, I know. I hope I've made up for it with other things. And then I just put some plain paper in that one for her. And on the back of this one here, I made a pocket. And I'm not sure what I'm going to put in there yet. Maybe the card. And then on this pocket on the end, I also created a bunch of, I think these are Scrap Diva design ladybug words or bug words. And you can read them for yourself. Most of you probably even have these. And I'd have to say, out of everything I made, this one is the closest one to bringing me to tears. They are a lot of work, these little things, to get them in the right space, to poke out all the insides. And I made them out of glitter foam, thinking I was smart, that, there was adhesive on the back of the glitter foam. And no, that just makes it move around more. It would have been better if they had been sturdy, but yeah, live and learn. And I put these on here with a repositional pop dot or glue dot. So that is my folio, traveler's notebook. Also had put eyelets in here and some red elastic for the holding bands. So that was that. Then the next thing we were supposed to make was a memory dex card. And this is where I used the gold cutout leaves. And I'll zoom in a little bit. And it's just made out of the ephemera that I created for the papers that I used, and I have a gold tool in the back here, and then everything is on foam. It's just kind of a scene with the flowers and the ladybugs and butter and dragonflies, and then I have a few of the gold half-back pearls, and I used some Stardust stickles and some gold stickles to tie it all together. And then I made her a card holder, or a memory dex holder, if you will, out of resin. And this was epoxy resin, and the mold's just 2 pieces, and then you can see what you're doing. They slide together to make the holder. And then this was blue with some gold glitter. So I hope she likes that, and she can use it to display anything she wants. And that was that. And then the next thing, may as well bring this back out. We can use it. It was the homemade card. And that's another thing I'm not great at, and I'm not a card maker by any means. So I just used some of the papers I had left over, and then I made another one of those bug shadow words. And then on the inside, I left it blank so she could use it for whoever she wanted. I'm guessing that was the purpose of making the card. And then I put some of the stickers on to go with that. And then the envelope, I just did the same. So that was my card. And that's what a card looks like when you put it on the holder. So we'll move that towards the back too. And then I made her a resin keychain. And this is a D. I know it looks more like a P, but I went back and looked at my mold, and that is actually just an ornate, elaborate D for Donna. And then I had made a dragonfly in the coordinating colors, added a charm. This here is one of those hotel keys. I have a mold for that. And then I also have a mold for, ladybugs. And so I used a acrylic marker and colored that up and attached that. And she can use that for, I don't know, keys or purse dangle or whatever. I hope she likes it. And then I'm always making resin, so who's ever my swap partner is, if they don't tell me they don't like it, they're going to get a bunch of it. And I made one of the flowers to go with the paper. I think I did a pretty good job of making that the same. And then I added a little ladybug charm to that. And she can drill a hole in it and use it as a charm, or she can use it as a piece on a project if she decides to make something. And then last, I made some shaker bits, which is another thing I like to do. So this is another Scrap Diva die, and it says shaker bits on it, and just made that in silhouette, cut that out. And then I made this little box, and I think this is a Scrap Diva die too. It might be a KF Crafts, and I can't think of that. KS Crafts, maybe. So then I made a bunch of shaker bits for her, and let me just dump these in here so you can see them. I'll just put some of them. I just dropped one. Well, this is enough. I think I have one of everything in here. You can get an idea. Here's the dragonflies, and they're in blue and pink. And I made some, they're hard to see with here we go. They're transparent, translucent, and I used my marker and I put the dots in black. So there's a bunch of ladybugs, and then I made some tropical leaves, and there's one more leaf that I made. It's probably the one I dropped. Here, let me see if I can get one of those out. Well, maybe I didn't even include them, but at any rate, this is them, and I hope she likes those too. And that is my swap, and thank you for watching. And Donna, I hope you like what I made you, and that'll be out in the mail tomorrow. Thanks, everyone. See you again next time. Bye.